Hi guys, as you know, we are building our space ad business in real time, and we are using the most productive and effective tools for the development of our business. And one of these tools is metaverse. Recently, we have shared in our chats a lot of links and possibilities which metaverse gives to us, but not everybody still understands it. It's a pity because I want each of you to know what is metaverse, how you can take your advantage from it, how you can rearrange your life, your business totally, your attitude and your entertainment using metaverse. For space at the business cooperation, we chose the metaverse Dexart. I won't today explain why. There are a lot of things why, but today we will generally speak what is metaverse, what we can do there, why, to my mind, we cannot survive without it anymore. And that's why I invited today the creative director of Metaverse Dexart, Georgi Sviridov. And today we will discuss how they are building this business, for whom, and what exactly we can do there. So, hi, Georgi.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Look, about metaverse generally, maybe you can tell us something like 10 facts why people today need to use metaverse and why it is already not future, it is already today needed to everybody. Or am I wrong? Maybe I'm too fast to be in the future.
Well, no, you're absolutely right, actually, because metaverses are growing really fast, and that's a new word in what's going to be the future, basically. It's the new approach to the future, you can say so. So the easy way to explain why the metaverse is something that's going to be big in the nearest future is to explain or to build a parallel with usual internet, the internet that we use every day. So imagine that 20 years ago, or a little bit more, like 25 years ago, no one would even think that we would spend a lot of time daily looking at a device with flat things that we're scrolling and finding all possible information there. But then the internet became a thing, and the websites, the usual websites, became a thing. So every business that didn't have a website realized that they needed a website, and that was the start of the big growth of the internet. So that happened in the early 2000s, basically. And the idea is that the metaverse is what websites did to the internet in the very beginning. So when everyone wanted a website, now everyone will need a space in the metaverse, because if you don't have a space in the metaverse, you are non-existent. You do not exist.
So about timeline, can you tell us please more? You said now you will need this now when it is. It is really now, tonight,
no,
tomorrow,
it's not exactly today, but that's like the nearest maybe 3 or 5 years max. In 5 years' time, I think most big brands will have their own spaces in big metaverses, and they will transfer a lot of their business activities online in metaverses, not just on websites or online stores or something like that. Everything will happen in 3D spaces. So the thing is that the very term metaverse emerged in the beginning of the 90s, after there was a novel by Neil Stevenson called Snow Crash, and he invented the term metaverse. So everyone's using it now, because basically what he described in his novel is what metaverses are now. But in his novel, it's much bigger, much more advanced, and much more progressive. So we're just moving towards that. But once we reach this point, once the metaverses become that advanced, that once they allow people to do almost everything there, the businesses will have to follow. And this is estimated to happen, well, some people say like 5 years, some people say 10 years, but the most, let's say the consensus is 3-5 years.
So look, this is amazing time where we live in now, because I remember in my childhood we read the fairy tales when you can take the plate And on this plate, you could see what is happening on the other side of the world, but it was just fairy tale. Today, really, we have this iPhone which shows us everything, and another things which were only fairy tales now are totally our reality. And I think that you are very pessimistic. You have very pessimistic view that it will be 3 or 5 years, because recently I was on one of the internet conferences about metaverses. And two factors totally shocked me, that now there are over 500 million people globally who are already in the metaverse. And another thing they said, that until end of this year, I mean 2023, no less than 25% of whole global population will spend in metaverses at least 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day of 4 billion people, it is huge attention. So where is attention? There is money. It means that advertisers will come there, and it means that if you are not there, you are not. Are you existing if you are not in metaverse? This will be the question. So, okay, but a lot of people would like these trends may be global, may be interesting, but a lot of people would like to get some concrete, some specific information. What can they do from metaverse? For example, if we'll see on it from money side, what would you recommend, let's say 5-7 steps to do a person if he joins to metaverse with the interest to have profit, income?
So the first two things, there are two main things that you need to do if you want to join any metaverse, and it's better to take part in several metaverses at a time, because there are several metaverses differ in their approach and their business model. So there are the consumer centric metaverses, and there are business centric metaverses. So the business centric metaverses are trying to attract more businesses, and consumer centric metaverses attract simple users, just people. But it doesn't matter, because the difference on how you should approach them is non-existent. There's no difference. So you should do two things. First of all, you should buy digital land. Like 10 years ago, no one would believe that people would buy digital land, like something that kind of doesn't exist in real world. You cannot say that, okay, I have this land and here it is, you can walk on it. But now digital land is becoming such a big thing that like brands are buying amazing, huge pieces of digital land in different metaverses for their future offices or just spaces. So if you have a chance to buy digital land, you should do that now, because it's almost too late to jump on this train, because it's going to last maybe for another year when you will be able to buy some digital land in the metaverses that easy, because it's just going to end at some point. So this is like I wouldn't say that it's an investment opportunity, but if you want to jump on this train, you should have digital land, because it gives you a lot of different opportunities later. First of all, you can use it to build your own space, to build your house, to build whatever you want, like just office of your company, your house, your playground, whatever. Then you can rent it to someone who didn't have a chance to buy the land. And this, like in a year, that will be a huge thing for the people who didn't have a chance to buy it now. So they will understand that, yeah, I missed my chance to buy it, so now I have to rent the land if I need to have a space in the metaverse. So buying land is the first thing you should do. The second thing is many metaverses have their own token, and these tokens are used specifically in each metaverse. And buying this token also makes sense, because all business is done using this token in a specific metaverse. So you cannot go to Decentraland or to Dexart and use like your money. First, you have to buy the token of this metaverse, because that's the money inside this place. So this is another thing that you can do. And the token itself, just like any currency, it changes in price, so it can grow, it can drop. But mostly for now, the tokens of metaverses grow because the metaverses are on the rise. Everyone's interested in them, and there's a lot of them happening, and they're growing, and they're building interesting projects. So tokens tend to grow a lot. And another thing is that there's always staking. This is the thing that you can do if you have a token. You can buy a token, and then you can basically freeze it in the system, give it back to the system, and get a bigger amount of that token in return a little bit later. It's like a bank deposit. So you basically you take the money, then you put them aside, and then you say, okay, I will come back here in 2 years, and I will get like plus 20%, for example. So that's another thing you can. Well,
look, can I please interrupt you here and describe a little bit about tokens? Because in our company we have token as well, and now our company will be presented in your metaverse. And I believe that some people can be totally mixed. What is going? What token should I buy? What I should I do? So, guys, why we joined Dexart metaverse? For those of you who don't know this, you know we are building space ad business or the space advertising. And in the end of this year, we will show the advertising by moonlight. And in the beginning of next year, we will show the advertising really in space. So what we decided to do in Dexart, we decided to buy the land, the digital land in Dexart metaverse, and build there the rocket. As the usual real rocket looks like. And inside this rocket, we will be doing live broadcasting of our space advertising launch. So the space tourists, real space tourists, I mean humans, they can go sit down in the real rocket, they will fly, and among the stars, they will see some advertising. The people who cannot allow themselves to do it now, maybe because of health problems, maybe because of money matters, maybe, these people will be able to go to Dexart, come in our space ad rocket there, digital rocket, and see their 3D broadcasting of this space advertising launch. So this is the task for me. This is the target of our business. But when we join the Dexart, of course, our public, of course, our people are coming now, and we are doing now this interview with Georgi because we would like to explain what really people can do there. So, as you know, in our company, in Space Ed, we have our own token, AIM token. It is different thing. It is not the same token, which you can find, for example, in Dexart. But we provide profit to our investors, to our shareholders already today. Georgi congratulates me because on 28th of April, we got first dividends. So while we are preparing this launch of space advertising, during the process, we are earning here on the Earth advertising because advertisers are happy to be introduced to our community. So when we, as space ad business coming now to Dexart, we are invited not only our community, but we will invite our advertisers because they would like to be advertised on space ad in Dexart as well. It means that more commercial companies will come to Dexart, and it means that the token of Dexart will also grow. So people who would like to have more income, they can invest some in AIM token, have shares of our company, and invest something in Dexart, maybe to buy their land, or maybe to buy just a token, or maybe at least to take part in some events and earn money, because this will give double income, one income from AIM token and another income from Dexart. Georgi, about the possibility to earn in Dexart. I know that there are some simple tasks that people can fulfill and they can have some profit from it. Can you tell us more, please? This is interesting for people who have no income now to invest, but for them it could be a good start.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do to give the people something to start with. That's exactly the reason why we started doing this. So if you join our social networks, you will see that from time to time, like basically this happens every 2 weeks. We have small contests. They are not even contests, so you don't compete with other players. We just give small tasks that include like exploring the map of the world, finding some things, and like sharing them with other users, for example. And for these tasks, we give out some amount of the tokens, so people have something to start with. Using these tokens, they can like put them into staking again to get a little bit more tokens later, or they can just keep them for now as they keep growing.
And also they can change them to USDT and withdraw, yeah?
Yes, yeah, they can withdraw them and change them to like the usual currencies, any type they wish. So if you join our social networks, you will see the contest happening there. So it's a fast and easy way to earn your first money in the metaverse, and it's something that happens all the time. So if you keep following us, you will eventually build a small capital to start with.
Guys, look, very interesting trend we have here. I already told you that attention is new currency. The attention is the currency of our century, of our age. So what is going on? As Georgi said, we have a lot of metaverses and they are competing between themselves and they are struggling to have the attention of the people. So Dexart gave the budget, the real money, real budget, which is paid to people who spend time and attention in Dexart. So just no need to find a lot of money, no need to do a lot of job. You can just put your attention, let's say, for scrolling Facebook without any result, or you can scroll Dexart and have money. So obviously what we can do today. So, and also about MLM. I know that a lot of our partners are used to have a MLM business and have very good experience in it and have very good network. So in Dexart, there are some levels and some MLM scheme inside. Can you tell a little bit more about it?
Well, it's very simple, and it's to anyone who just ever done any MLM. It's like 2 plus 2. Basically, once you register in Dexart, in your profile you can find a link. It's your reference link. So if you want to invite someone else, just send them this reference link, and if they register through that link, so you start getting a portion of their profit forever. And the thing is that it's built on blockchain, so that means that it's calculated automatically without any mistake, and you can always track down like the exact amount. So it's completely transparent and very easy. So all you have to do is find your reference link in your profile once you register, and then you can start building your own community and bring your friends and the friends of their friends. And the more people you bring, like the bigger your income becomes.
So do I understand correct that you will have income from any income of your friend whom you have invited? If for example, he came and he fulfilled some task, he got some reward, you have something. If he came, he bought digital land and he sold this digital land on a more higher price, he got his profit and you got also. So from all his financial results, you will have some.
You get a small cut from every transaction.
It's amazing.
If a person buys digital land, like if a friend who came through your reference link buys digital land, so you get a small cut of that sum that he has spent for the land. So it's not just when he earns money, when he spends money, also we are sharing with you a little bit of that money.
So it's just amazing that people can now register in Dexart, for example, after it do something there, share in their social media how they spend time and just with their referral link, and they will have income just because they are showing what they are doing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And the longer it lasts, the bigger the income will become, because there will be more businesses and more interesting things to do in the metaverse, and people will not just be there to earn money doing tasks. They will probably buy some products because the brands will offer products. They will be able to participate in some activities that are paid activities. So like get a tour on a flying ship, for example, for some small money. But again, you buy tickets and this is a transaction and you get a piece of each transaction that your connection makes. So the longer it lasts, the bigger it will get.
Wow. So if people today are taking pictures of their cats or their breakfasts and putting it in Instagram, they get nothing. But if they go to metaverse, spend interesting time there, communicate with different people, they just show in the Instagram this content, and they are getting a profit because more people are interested, more people are involved, and finally more people are living in the modern world. Look, for me, the most impressive thing for me about digital land, I totally agree with you that it will grow, because in the beginning, when I saw that some people are buying digital land, for me, it was like, guys, you are insane, definitely crazy, need a mental hospital right now. But then, when I understood that big boys of this world, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and others, Mark Zuckerberg, they are already investing their time and money in metaverses. it means that we want or we do not want, but metaverses will be our new life-changing technology because the big guys decided so. And then I started to see that really when people buy this digital land and some real banks are giving loans on the mortgage of digital land, in that moment I was shocked that real banks here on the earth are connected to the digital assets. It means that these assets are real and they are part of our economy. Then I started to go and see, for me, this is the most interesting part of metaverse, to see how metaverse connecting online and offline business. For example, smart house, when you can make some movements just on your screen, but in that moment, something is going on in your house, which can be very far from you. You can be very far from your house. When I saw that retail shops, they started, Walmart, yes, as I remember, they started to work that you can go in the shop, you can put items into your basket, and after this, you just pay, and these things really come into your house. So they totally joined online and offline business. These things amazed me a lot. I could not even properly sleep 2 or 3 nights after it. And share, please, your example. What was the most shocking and most attractive for you? Something specific example.
There wasn't anything shocking for me because I was always waiting for something like this to happen because I'm a huge fan of sci-fi and sci-fi novels and all that stuff. So I was expecting when this is going to happen. The big thing now is digital fashion, basically. I think you've heard about like Dolce & Gabbana and Louis Vuitton.
I have some items.
Yeah, exactly. So there are things that are being sold online in the virtual world, virtual things that you cannot touch them. You can only put them on your digital avatar. And they cost even more than the real items. And people buy them because this is something that's going to matter even more in the future. This is something you're buying the first collection of a huge brand which is doing this for the first time, and it's not just an item, it's not just a thing, it's a collectible basically. This is like a piece of art. This is something that you're going to be proud of having. It's like having Mona Lisa on your wall, but it's not on the wall. It's in your phone, and you can have it with you wherever you're going. So for me, the biggest interesting thing at the moment is digital fashion and how many brands are going into this territory, and huge international brands are not trying, but doing their own collections and metaverses. And in Dexart, we also have a couple of designers creating their collections already, and people who join us can put these clothes onto their avatars. So for me, digital fashion is the biggest and the most exciting thing at the moment because it's giving you the possibilities to, for example, I could never go and buy like Louis Vuitton outfit. Basically, I'm not that rich, but I can go and buy it online because it's much cheaper, and then I can show it to everyone, not just people who are walking like next to my house because that's where I spend most of my time. But you can go into metaverse and you can show it to everyone, and it's much more exciting and much more interesting. So that's the new thing that's going to take the world by storm, I guess, this year. Everyone is talking about it already.
Look, but really it depends from the event maybe which you have, because when first time in my life during pandemic, when I saw that people started to sell their clothes for Zoom, for example, we have 3D backgrounds and they started to sell 3D clothes. This is real dress, but I could be without it, and here can be anything. And when I saw that they sell these virtual clothes on more higher prices than it is in my favorite shops, it was just strange situation. But for example, if tomorrow I will go inside metaverse, if I will go to some, let's say, high class party, for example, Dolce Gabbana or Gucci will arrange, let's say, their birthday, and my avatar will go there. Of course, it cannot go naked. I need to have something properly according to this party. And that these NFT are growing. Before, I thought it is just trend. NFTs, some digital art parts, they are just going up in their price. But also to my mind, it was just craziness. But then one of my friends explained me it very well. He said to me, Olga, you need to make your NFT. I mean, the NFT of my face. And I ordered really the collection. it for me it was just a game, something to smile. And one of our partners said to me, Olga, I need to buy 2 collections now, to give me 2. I said, why? We haven't made it yet, and you already want? And he said, yes, because tomorrow with your these space things, you will be giving the information to the interviews to Forbes, and it really happened. Forbes will write about us. So you will be giving the interview to Forbes, and they will need your proper pictures, and I will be able to sell them NFT. He just bought it for making money. For me, it was so surprising, but really this trend is growing so rapidly. So how many hours per day do you spend in metaverses?
Well, I work at the metaverse, so I spend around 6 hours a day there. And but that's something specific to me because yeah, my work is connected to that. But most people I know spend maybe 1 or 2 hours, and it depends on which metaverse they're using currently, because usually people go to several metaverses, not just one. So for me, it's a lot. It's like 6 hours is a lot. But again, I have my business, like my working meetings there too. So that's a big part of the time I spend there. Maybe I think in the future this time will grow, and most interesting, the most interesting part is that it's on the screen of the computer, and like soon it will be in virtual reality with a helmet and all that stuff, and that will be even more exciting and even more interesting. But I'm not sure that I will be able to spend 6 hours wearing a VR headset. It's probably too hard. So maybe three
Yeah.
hours, 3 hours of computer and 3 hours of VR.
Georg, you said that you spent even your working meetings in metaverse. So soon we will not use Zoom anymore. We will prefer to use metaverse. Why? What advantage?
Well, it just gives you so much more possibilities and gives you more options of what to do and how to look, where to meet. Because sometimes we're meeting like I'm at home, you're somewhere else, and we're not in the same space, so we have no chance to interact. But if we go to the same virtual space, we can walk together, we can sit next to each other, we can sit at a table, you can see my gestures, I can see your gestures. We can walk to some exciting location, which will be connected to the theme of our talk. Basically, if we're talking about metaverse, I would probably take you like in Dexart. There's the conference room called skyscraper roof. Basically, it's a rooftop of a very tall building, so it's above the whole city, and from there you can see the whole city like on the palm of your hand. So that's the great place to talk about the metaverse, at the top of huge skyscraper outlooking the whole metaverse, actually. So if you talk with people about, like, I don't know, if you meet someone who's doing things like sending people to space, I think that the best place to meet is basically the launch pad next to a huge spaceship, right? It's not Zoom. Why should you meet people in Zoom if you can take them to a place where there's a rocket and you can like show them the actual rocket
to show
say,
them,
okay,
yes, a rocket.
yeah, that's the thing that's going to fly, and this is how it looks. This is how huge it is. So the metaverse gives much more possibilities and interesting possibilities than just the flat Zoom. The only thing you can do in Zoom, just as you mentioned before, is like probably change your background. And during the pandemic, people started doing that a lot. And even me myself, I paid an artist to create a special background for myself, like
Wow.
this one, like this one.
It's
Yeah.
very stylish. Leave it like this. It suits our space. Space Ed has the brand, the colors black and yellow, and it is. So let it be.
It's like a star. Yeah. So
Galaxy.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah. You see, as soon as you get more possibilities, it gets more exciting. And even this thing behind me, everyone pays attention and looks. Oh wow, look how cool it is. And imagine we were somewhere else in a totally different space, and maybe we wouldn't even look like ourselves. I would be a huge banana. And why not? You can be whatever you want. Your avatar can look whatever you want.
Yeah, wow, incredible. Look, as I read in one of the most, how to say, basic business books, that the main things which majority of people want in their life, this is money and entertainment, money and show. If you give it to people, the majority will be satisfied. So the metaverses today are able, already today, what will be future, already today, they are able to give both money and entertainment. It means that all of us, can I say so, that all of us, tomorrow we will be in metaverse. And if you come here and you invite your friends, your partners, your mates, you earn on them. If you sitting down or just losing time, they will go, they will invite you, and they will earn on you. So who will be first? He will be the most rich and satisfied with this process. Am I right?
Well, you're absolutely right. It's just now is the great chance to jump on this train while it's still not moving. You know, it's moving, but you can jump in. It's the beginning. Like the hype have been there for maybe a year and a half, and it's still happening. So you have a chance to jump on it before the wave reaches the top, because when it reaches the top, everyone's going to rush there. But if you've been there before it's on the top, you're going to be one of the few people who can have the most benefits out of it. It's just like the person. I think you know this idea about the blogger who was like many years ago when Bitcoin just appeared. When it just appeared, he told his subscribers, just go and buy Bitcoin for $20. You will be very rich in future. And some of them did, some of them didn't. But the blogger himself, he spent around like $10,000 or $12,000. So now he's basically a millionaire, just
Mm-hmm.
because he realized that this is an emerging trend. This is something that's going to grow, which is something that's going to skyrocket through the roof, basically. And that's what's happening with the metaverses now. And any activity you can do in the metaverse now, if you can do it, just go and do it. Don't miss the chance. That it's the chance that I don't know what the next big thing is going to be, but this is the next big thing, basically.
I totally agree with you. Before pandemic, my business was to organize international business conferences, and we made the conferences about very different topics in various countries in the world. And once we had the conference with the topic how cryptocurrency can increase my business. And in one room, we gather the people from one side, the people who are doing a traditional business, something like landscaping companies and others. And from other side, we invited the crypto professionals. They were guys who bought Bitcoin when it was not $20, when it was few cents. Can you imagine? Of course, they are millionaires. And it was very funny because these who were living with these Bitcoins and became millionaires, they were trying to explain that you need to do it. And others thought, oh, maybe it is risky, maybe tomorrow, maybe after tomorrow, losing time, always doing nothing for you. And in our business as well, we saw it that the most brave, the most quick reacting parties are earning more. When we started Space at Business, AIM token cost just $10. Then it started to cost $20. Now it is growing again. And of course, the people who bought on $10, they are more rich and they have more profit from it than people who bought on 20. People who will wait until end of the year, they will buy it, I don't know, on 360. Because we have economical parameters and the professional economists counted for us this price of our token until the end of this year. So I believe that we already told today about a lot of interesting things and gave in some way shocking content to our audience, but I would like to tell about psychological things of metaverse, psychological side. Look, when we are speaking about digital assets, and for somebody they can look like not assets, it is just some pixels. Guys, are you okay to pay real dollars for virtual pixels? So maybe people do not understand. But when I got what is behind this process, for me it became clear that big companies, international holdings, they used to earn on us money because we used to buy clothes, we used to buy educational services, entertainment services, food. But now, generally, the population have enough. I know that there are some very poor countries, but generally people already bought what they want to eat or what they want to wear. So a few years ago, no, I mean 2000s of years ago, these big corporations started to sell us IT services. 20 years ago, nobody can think that I need VPN, I need virtual space on some service, I need some sort of special software. Now we used to pay for all these services, and for us it is the same normal thing as to pay for food, to pay for VPN. So it's okay. And digital assets, it is the new group of goods, let's say, which they will sell us. So it is also the factor that quick there immediately. But some people have fears connected to this metaverse world. Do you hear something about it, and how usually you discuss it inside your professional groups?
Well, inside the professional groups, there is no fear of the digital assets and things going digital here and there. So it's everyone understands that like the things are changing, the world is changing very fast, and you have to move fast to get profit out of it. It's just like being afraid of like things going digital is like being afraid of the internet 20 years ago, or like 25 years ago. It may seem strange, but it has its immediate benefits. People realize that like you don't have to travel around the world to be anywhere you want. You can use the internet to be in any place. And in metaverse, you will be able to go even more places. It's not just going to another country on the other side of the world. It's just going to a completely new universe, basically. And owning your things inside the metaverse, like owning your digital things, also matters, because whether you know it or not, already today, you actually own digital items. You just don't know that you do. And the thing is that you don't own them really. If you have an email, like you have an email, and it has a name, you kind of own it. That's your post box, and you own a post box. But the thing is that it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the company.
To Google, to somebody.
Yeah, well, depending on the platform. And this means that it's not kind of your property. You cannot. It can be taken from you at any time. So it's not yours really, and you cannot destroy it. You cannot do anything without it. If you try to delete it, if you try to remove it from the internet, you will not be able to do that. So metaverse and blockchain technologies remove this problem from the world. So you will be able to really own your digital life. That's first of all. And then you will be
because of blockchain technology inside.
Yes, because of blockchain technology and NFTs in particular. So NFTs are not just for art and for like amazing things like created by artists and pictures and all that stuff. NFTs are just something that proves that somebody owns something. It's a document basically. NFT is a document saying that someone owns something. So the modern technology is making the world a better place for everyone, not just for companies, not just for big tech giants. It's for everyone. It's trying to make the world a more comfortable, safer, and more like the world is going to be more fair to everyone, because now the tech giants can do whatever they want. They can, if you're exactly, especially this concerns bloggers. For example, if you're a blogger and you have an audience, for say in an Instagram, and then you do something that the Instagram doesn't like, they can just remove your account and say, okay, you violated some terms of service and you no longer exist. And that means you don't have the audience anymore, because you cannot find these people anywhere except this platform.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something that cannot be done in the metaverse, for example. You cannot be deleted because it's the whole thing is built on blockchain, and blockchain is a decentralized system. It exists on all the devices that use this system. So you in order to delete something from it, you have to delete it from all the devices that have it. So this is impossible. So and this comes to all other digital assets and things becoming digital, and land becoming digital, and all that stuff. It's just when it becomes digital, it becomes safer because it belongs to you, and you know it belongs to you, and you can control it. And because like sooner or later, the governments and the countries also will move to blockchain to keep all the documents, for example, because you have a passport. The passport is something you can hold in your hand, but you also can lose it. or it can also be forged. Someone can make a false passport and use it. But if it's on blockchain, if it's digital, if it has a blockchain certificate, basically, you cannot forge it. It's the only thing that exists in the world in the singular form. So that concerns everything. So being afraid of modern technology is understandable because sometimes it's really confusing. But the thing is that it's only making the life better and safer for everyone.
We should be afraid not to be there.
Yes, exactly.
We should be afraid
That's
of
true.
absence in metaverse. And what you told now just make me glad, because we were speaking today about it, that the transparency is the currency of new age. And I'm very happy because our space business, we are building in real time. We are showing everything, our successes, our victories, our troubles, everything, just because to make it transparent, not because I want to be naked in front of everybody, but because I understand that in new century it will not be possible to hide something. The world becoming totally transparent place, and so those of people, those of business who will sit on this trend first, they will earn more from it. And the last one, organizational question. We will share here for sure the referral link to your metaverse, but when we are sharing the Oton system, and the metaverse is Dexart. As I know that Oton, it is a system where people can see their referral income, they can see all their friends whom they invited, what their friends do there. Maybe something else about connection between Oton and Dexart, what our audience should know.
Well, Oton is the community of people who have been involved. Oton is the huge referral program. Like I don't know. I know it's international. It's really huge. I don't know the exact number of people that are currently in the system. It's huge. So first of all, if you are currently in Oton, like the current Oton users don't even have to register in Dexart. They can use their Oton credentials to log into Dexart because it's built by the same people who invented the Oton system. So if the people from Oton come to Dexart, they can use their credentials to log in. That's the thing. Another thing is that the current population of Dexart is not completely made out of Oton members, but it has a lot of Oton members in it. I don't know exact number again, but it's I think it's like 30 or 40%. There's a lot of people from Oton there because they are the ones who quickly realized how profitable it is. So they were the quickest to jump on. They were like they immediately realized what they should do and why they should do it. So we didn't even have to explain a lot. We just gave them the basic info about how the referral program that works. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Amazing. Thank you for this opportunity. So guys, you have a choice today to give your attention, first of all, to understand that your attention, the attention of each of us, it is very valuable and very precious asset. So you have this asset, your attention in your hands. You can give it for free to any companies, or you can give it to somebody and have a good income from it. It is up to you. Decide, would you like to have income from your attention or not? And if you want, so the link will be here. You can join Oton system. In the Oton system, you will see everything. You can manage your money, and you can go to Dexart Metaverse directly. See you there. We will definitely be meeting there because implementing our business. And I think that you can see Georgi there as well and ask all other questions which maybe we missed today. Thank you very much, Georgi.
Thank you.
See you on the digital side of our world.
Okay, see you.
Thank you.